Good afternoon, everyone. We're about to get started. Let me start by thanking the Sacramento Food Bank and Blake and his team for hosting this press conference today. What you see behind me is some of the most important activity as relates to family and community health that's taking place in our region. You see volunteers here helping to pack food that'll be distributed to families and communities in need. That idea, that theme, is why we're here today. We know that over the past several months, the government shutdown and the pausing of SNAP benefits, we've seen huge increases in an already troubling issue, and that is food insecurity. Now, this was not caused by the SNAP pause, but the problem was exacerbated by that particular reality. This has been a long-term issue. And we know that when H.R. 1, the bill gets fully implemented, that because of eligibility restrictions, that you will see whole populations become ineligible for food benefits, like legally present immigrants, while other folks will be impacted because of work and other economic eligibility requirements that did not previously exist. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because if you thought the unpausing of SNAP benefits was going to resolve this issue, you're wrong. We know that it's only likely to get worse. And with the debacle we've seen today in the US Congress that failed to extend health care subsidies, that many families who are already making choices between feeding their children or paying their bills or paying for health care or prescription medicines will be forced into even a more precarious position as those choices and the supports they had will go away. So what are we as a five-county community going to do about that? We live in a region where we know grows a quarter of the country's food. And we believe that veterans, seniors, children, even as they deal and families deal with all sorts of economic and social issues, should never be defied or denied an opportunity to have a healthy meal. We believe we can do better than that. So the Sierra Health Foundation, along with our partner, United Way of the Capital Region, and the leaders of the 4 food banks that serve the 5-county capital region, are here today to launch Match for Meals. We are donating $300,000 to launch this effort between United Way and Sierra Health Foundation. We are letting people know that we want to match your donation to get us quickly to $600,000. You can actually designate where you want your gift to go, or you can contribute to a general fund that'll be shared proportionally between the 4 groups themselves. We know that in a time of crisis, this region is going to respond in a way that it has, whether it was a Great Recession, the pandemic, or the current economic challenges that so many families are facing. And that is that we will come together, we will leverage our resources, we will work collectively, and we will do the best we possibly can to alleviate the challenge. We believe that our families and our communities need and deserve to be supported. Hardworking people who are struggling with challenging times and trying to do the best they can for themselves and their families. We want to encourage everyone, small businesses, large businesses, individuals, to go to matchmeals.org and contribute. Clearly, no gift is too small and none are too large. So in this season of giving and beyond, we're calling on you to join with us to make sure that healthy meals are available to all in need in our region. I want to stop there and bring to the mic my colleague in this particular launch, Dr. Daunte Early from the United Way. Daunte.
Thank you so much, Chet. And good afternoon, everyone. This is incredible to be joining this team to launch this campaign. So when our country faces disasters, whether it's hurricanes on the coast or wildfires in Los Angeles, United Ways across the nation step up. We rally together, we bring hope, and we make sure families have what they need to survive. And that's what we do when the world feels like it's falling apart. But here's the truth. Right now, we are facing a disaster of our own, right here in our own backyard. There may not be cameras capturing it, but it's happening in kitchens across our region. Families, hard-working families, are struggling to put food on the table. And this crisis has only gotten worse with a slow economy and the recent government shutdown. In fact, our local food banks have been pushed harder in the last 2 months than they were during COVID-19. Think about that for a moment. In just a few minutes, you'll hear from leaders from our region's food banks. But I want to share something that's been on my mind since I saw it, a social media post from Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services. In their 49 years, they shattered their previous record for individuals and families served by more than 28,000 people in October of this year. And as the shutdown continued in November, it didn't get easier for them and for our community. That's why together with the Sierra Health Foundation, we knew we couldn't just stand by. We had to act. So here's what we're doing. We've launched the Match for Meals campaign. Our goal is simple but powerful. Raise $300,000 from this community, and every single dollar will be matched, thanks to the Sierra Health Foundation and United Way California Capital Region. That means your generosity can turn $300,000 into $600,000. That will support our food banks across 5 counties: Amador, El Dorado, Placer, Sacramento, and Yolo counties. Now I want to challenge every business, every community leader, and every neighbor. Please step up. Because when families are hungry, that's our disaster. And just like United Ways respond to fires, hurricanes, and other disasters, we must respond now to our own crisis, food insecurity. We need to respond with urgency, with compassion, and with immediate action. To donate, to learn how your business can partner with us, go to matchformeals.org. Give what you can. Share this message. Let's show what happens when our region comes together to take care of our own. And speaking of coming together, as I mentioned, we are joined today by incredible leaders who are on the front lines of this fight. Our 5 county food bank representatives. These are the people making sure families have the nourishment they need every single day. So now I'd like you to hear from each county on what is happening and how Match for Meals can help their individuals and the community there. Let's begin with someone who has been a true champion for Sacramento and who is graciously hosting us here today with amazing volunteers in our background. I'd like to welcome Blake Young, Executive Director of Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Early. Good morning, everyone. Super grateful to be here. Thank you, Chet and Sierra Health Foundation and United Way, California Capital Region. You know, when you think about this time, I mean, we're in the holidays, Christmas is coming, and to just close your eyes for a moment and think about a child that is walking to school that's hungry, a senior that is making decisions on whether to buy medicine or food, a single mom with children not skipping a meal to make sure that they feed their family. It's very difficult but heartwarming that the Sacramento community has always stepped up. And this opportunity that we have in this match is going to go a long way. In fact, for every dollar that you donate to Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services, we can produce 3 meals. So it's quite a return on community investment. So we have seen the demand skyrocket, as they've said. To put it in context, prior to the pandemic, we were providing food to 150,000 people per month. We're at over 370,000 and climbing. So this sort of activity, this wonderful event that we're all surrounded by, is going to go a long ways to helping us. So thank you for everybody for being here, and we're just super grateful. And now I'd like to introduce Beth Stanton, Interfaith Food Bank of Amador County. Beth?
Thank you, Blake. I am Beth Stanton from the Interfaith Food Bank in Amador County. Amador County is a very small, rural and remote county. We have a population of less than 40,000 people, and currently we're feeding about 16% of our population. We've never seen numbers like this before. During COVID, we rose to about 13%, and we didn't know how we were going to do that. And in October, when we were faced with 100 or 110 families a day, we got really scared. And as always, our county stepped up and they took care of each other, because that's what little counties do. When you live in a county that has 38 or 39,000 people in it, you know most of them. And it's heartwarming to know that people take care of each other like that. It's frightening to think that people are going to go to bed at night hungry, and we hope that this kind of an event is just what we need, so that we're going to be able to take care of the people in our county the way that they deserve to be taken care of. We always say that nobody deserves to face the day hungry, and we truly and genuinely believe that. And we also appreciate so much that this campaign will run through January, because it's easy to think about giving during the holiday season, but the thing that people really need to remember is that hunger doesn't end with the holidays. People continue to be hungry all through the year. So I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much. This means so much to our little county, and we appreciate being a part of it. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce Dave Martinez, the CEO of Feeding the Foothills in Placer County.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dave Martinez. I'm a Feeding America food bank, Feeding the Foothills, that covers 3 counties in our suburban and rural areas. And much of what my colleagues are talking about is exactly the same effect that we feel. In the rural communities, though, it has a different look to it. For any of you that have ever traveled, gone to Lake Tahoe, you realize that the fuel costs are much higher in your rural communities. If you have to buy groceries up there, they're typically 30 to 40% higher than you would get down in the valley. Another big aspect is our communities are impacted by fires. We're impacted by homeowners insurance. We pay up to almost $1,000 more a month just for homeowners insurance. And with these impacts with the shutdown, our families, their fragile ecosystem is greatly, greatly impacted. And so we cannot even begin to thank the communities that support us. Chet, Dr. Early, and these efforts are huge. And so we want to stand in unison with everybody here and just say thank you. Thank you for your support. But most of all, let's stay together as a community, and let's keep working to help those families that are struggling with all the food insecurity issues that they're having at this moment and for future moments. I'd like to take an opportunity to pass on and introduce you to Melissa Gold. She's part of the Food Bank of El Dorado County, and she can give you a really good insight into what El Dorado County is dealing with. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dave. My name is Mackenzie Gold, and I'm with the Food Bank at El Dorado County. In El Dorado County, we serve from El Dorado Hills all the way up to South Lake Tahoe and other surrounding areas. Right now, we are seeing more individuals than we ever have before. Families, seniors, and veterans who never thought they would need to turn to a food bank have to rely on that now. There's rising food costs, emergencies, unpredictable financial hardships. Everyone is struggling right now, and we need to break that barrier. All 35 of our partner agencies are seeing a rapid increase. Our distributions have grown to meet the demand, but need to continue to rise, especially during this holiday season. The local impact is real. Parents are skipping meals to feed their children. Seniors are choosing between food and medications. And hardworking households are struggling to even make ends meet. Right now, we really need this help more than ever, and we really appreciate being a part of this campaign. It's my pleasure to introduce Karen Baker, Executive Director at Yolo Food Bank.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks to Blake Young for hosting us all here, and a huge shout out to the Sierra Health Foundation, to Chet Hewitt for your leadership, to Dr. Early for her leadership, from the United Way of the Capital Region. This is an incredibly important time. We need Match for Meals. We need more dollars because we are seeing, at least in Yolo County, and I know my colleagues are speaking to this too, at least a 20 to 30% increase. This need has to be met, and the only way it can be met is if we can purchase the food, continue to work with our farmers on donations, our grocery retailers. We just need everyone to step in, to lean into this effort. Food, you have to remember, is hope for families. Whether you're a student that really needs that nourishment to continue to push through, whether you're someone who wants to work, and as someone who might be underemployed or wants a new position, you need to be able to feed your family. It's critical. So this matters. This is an incredibly important effort. It shows great imagination, and I think what I love about it is that your dollar gets matched. That is so brilliant. And big shout out to Dr. Early and Chet for that design. That matters to our donors, who I know care about seeing their dollars be stretched. And at this point, I'll go ahead and bring to the mic both Dr. Early and Chet Hewitt to wrap us up.
I'm like, no, you go. Those were powerful stories. They were very, very powerful stories from each of those counties, each of those community leaders who are in the trenches, really fighting this daily to ensure that vulnerable communities are able to get their needs met, food on the table for our children and for those in need. And so, again, we have this ask. Help us through our Match for Meals. It's matchformeals.org.
Yes, and the heavy lifting here has to be borne by everyone. What we're asking for you is to dig deep, really deep into your pockets, and to make a gift that will be matched for the first $300,000. And the folks you heard from today, and even the members of our community you see behind us, will do the other heavy lifting. That is securing food and making sure that it is equally distributed across our rural and our urban communities going forward. There are many problems that we face that are really, really challenging to resolve. Feeding people is one that we actually know we can actually do. This is a problem that can be resolved. It's going to take, a little bit of effort, of course, and a lot of giving on the part of a lot of folks, but it can be done. So we're calling on all of you, small businesses, individuals, large institutions, large businesses, to join us, matchformeals.org. You can make a difference in hunger in our region today.